Bears, so cute and very cuddly if you don't mind getting clawed to death and eaten, except for Yogi, who was an exceptional bear. In fact, he was smarter than the average one. Love that guy. But if you ever ran across him in the woods, you'd think, what the fuck is an animated bear doing in the woods? Okay, let's stop jerking around here and get to the real historical fact. It's Russ Woody again, whether you like it or not, with another vital one. There was one bear in particular. I don't know his name, but maybe other bears knew his name, but I don't. So let's call him Brad. And there he is there, sitting in the woods. I said sitting. That wasn't really him, but it could have been. In 1962, though, Brad caused a lot of trouble. In fact, he nearly got everybody killed. America was in the middle of the Cuban Missile Crisis, where the Soviets had started to construct nuclear launch sites in Cuba. They were aimed at the American mainland. The U.S. was pissed off about it and told the Soviet Union, hey, knock it off, which was a little hypocritical because we had already placed missiles in Turkey aimed at the Soviet Union. The Soviets said, F you, and for 13 days everybody thought they were going to die, including my parents, who, as it turned out, ended up dying anyway. During all this, much of the U.S. military was at DEFCON 3, which is a lot more serious than Comic-Con 3. And while this was going on, a guard at the U.S. Air Force Base in Minnesota spotted a dark figure climbing the fence outside the base. It was Brad. Well, naturally, he shot at poor Brad, and Brad fell from the fence, which set off an alarm in Wisconsin, because whoever wired the fence fucked up and wired it the wrong way. F-106 fighter jet pilots scrambled to go off and start World War III. Only when someone figured out it was a bear trying to climb a fence did they call off the F-106s. Except for Volk Field in Wisconsin, where pilots made it to their planes, fired them up, and were on the runway about to take off. Fortunately, the base commander thought the whole thing wasn't a great idea and had someone drive a truck onto the runway to block them. The delightful thing about all this is that it wasn't the only time we've come very close to nuclear war. On the other hand, Brad learned his lesson and never got into any more trouble. Now, if we could do the same, it'd be really cool.